T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
You are now tapped into the coolest reptile podcast in the world. Welcome to Reptile Community Fridays. I'm your boy, MJ. What is good, everybody out there? This is your first time tapping in. Do your boy a favor. If you're into keeping reptiles, either on the breeding side or just overall pet side or just admiring side, or if you just want the juicy info on what the hell's happening in the reptile industry, hey, this is the podcast. You're going to want to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Free feature, right? Just need a Google Gmail account, and you could hit the subscribe button, notification bell. You'll be on top of every single podcast. Everything that's out, you'll get the heads up on it, and you won't be late to the party. But if you're here now, what is good, man? I hope you guys are ready. This is, first and foremost, shout out to all my subscribers out there. I just want to say I love everyone who supports what I do, regardless if you are not a subscriber, if you watch this consistently all the time and whatever. Thank you so much. I appreciate you spending your time with me. This is literally all about the animals. This whole podcast wrapped around the animals. If you don't know who I am, for whatever reason, my name is MJ, and I love and admire reptiles. I keep some very dreamy arboreal species of snakes and overall other species of pythons and work with monitors. So I'm very hands-on with these actual animals. I'm not somebody who just has a podcast and talks about what I used to do in the industry or whatever the fuck, you know. I'm not really about this shit, okay? And if you don't believe me, then just go to my Instagram, TrapTalkGod619. Very active on my Instagram. And then also, if you really want to tap in to see who I'm really am and what I'm like and what all my supporters are like, then go down to the very first link. Especially if you want to tap in and you want to get your name out there with some real ones, then go down to the very first link and join the Trap Talk Patreon family. Okay, as soon as you join the Patreon family, you will get a link to the Discord. That will tap you in with over 170 keepers, trappers, dedicated to the animals. All right, we all do more than one water changes, more than just one water change a week. Okay, that's we're like committed to that. You should be too. But anyways, guys, thank you so Patreon members. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Cannot wait to hang out with a lot of you at today's sponsor, which is the Reptile Super Show. Holy shit. 1 weekend away. Anaheim Convention Center, July 8th and 9th. Dude, you could catch so many heavy hitters at the Reptile Super Show next weekend, okay? You could actually catch a live Trap Talk Reptile podcast happening in the middle of the Reptile Super Show, okay? You could catch a lot of active type fun stuff at the Reptile Super Show, but more importantly, you could connect, all right? Marketing is so important. I'm telling you, if you think you could do this by yourself, you're wrong. I'm respectfully telling you, you're wrong. You need to link up. You need to meet the people that you support, show them that you support them, and just realize that they're just normal people like yourself. We're all normal fucking people. But man, I've met some of the sickest people in the world in my life at a Reptile Super Show. So, and I'm still dear friends with a lot of them. So guys, this is today's sponsor, the #1 Reptile Super Show in the country. You feel me? Save the date. Let's go. All right. Early birds, what's good? I'm going to get to you guys in just a minute. I kind of want to maybe explain what's going on right now because a lot of people who've watched my show has never seen some. I mean, you guys know when I do usually a reptile community thing, I have someone else on. But I just want to be here with you guys, to be honest. I don't want no one to influence my train of thought on what we're going to listen to. Because really, guys, what today is all about is me reacting to a YouTube video that was put out by Bob Clark. Okay, Bob Clark recorded a phone conversation between him and Darien after Darien went on many platforms, including this one, and said Bob Clark is no longer. Okay, and many other names that he mentioned, you know. But Bob Clark was that name that everyone was like, "Whoa, Bob Clark." That's huge. Mind you, I'm going to be non-biased as possible. I've had Darien on the show. I talked to Darien. I've met Bob Clark. Never been to his place. So I can't really sit here and have that kind of energy that I would normally have with somebody that places I have been to, like, Prehistoric Jay, I mean, it's different, or Samson, right? I mean, you're not going to tell me those fucking photos are Photoshop from Samson. Those are all legitimate photos from Samson. So anyways, I would like to go over the conversation that was put out to the public from Bob. And I've heard it twice. Third time's the charm, right? But I really want to dissect this with you guys and have you guys, if you're in the live chats, what's up? I know it's Friday. Hopefully I'm getting your weekend cracking right now. But if you're in the live chats, guys, first and foremost, if you have something you want to say and get it out there and have me not miss it, then drop a super chat. I'm telling you right now, super chats get priority, and I'll put it on the big screen. But other than that, give me your feedback in the live chats. Don't be shy. Don't hold back. I will be pausing the video when I have something to say. So I want you guys included. I really want you guys included. I'm also going to do this. Write this down, okay? If somebody, I can't promise anything. I really can't. But if somebody wants to join in, if somebody wants to call in on their phone or join in on StreamYard with me, I'm going to give you my email right now, okay? So just send me an email. Write this down. thesnaketrapsessions@gmail.com. All right? If you want to, because I'm thinking at the end of this, I'm down to maybe take a couple people if they want. If not, then that's fine. We'll end it. But somebody wants to be like, hey, I got to say something on this. Shoot me an email. Tell me the name of your Instagram or something so I can make sure you're like, I don't know. I'm just not going to let any Yahoo come on this show right now. I'm not going to lie. So just shoot me an email. All right. If you're watching this, you're like, God damn it, I got something to say. Shoot me an email. Tell me your name. If I know you, great. And then I'll let you chop it up with me towards the end. But if not, then that's fine. I'll say what I have to say, and I'll keep you guys obviously involved in the live chats. But yeah, this is literally the first reaction. Like, this is my first video or live that I'm doing where we're reacting to something, because I feel like this is just something we have to react to. This is crazy. I'm confused. All right. So let's hopefully just come together on this and see what this is all about. Early birds. I want to see who's here. Early birds. Who's excited for this? I mean, I'm not going to lie. Whatever, man. Drama. But what the fuck? It's what we are. Humans have drama. Lily, Trap Talk Patreon member. Lily, are you going to Anaheim Super Show? I hope so. Let me know. Bosa Ball's in the building. What's up, Bosa Balls? Mr. Nobody from KC. What's up? Trap Talk Patreon member all day. The homie Matt. Matt, I hope you're ready, buddy. Please pay attention, and then you'll have the answer to this question. All right, buddy? My homie Matt, Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Appreciate you, buddy. Eric's Morph Factory in the building. What's up, Eric? The homie Diego. Diego, you still cruising down? My protege right here, my right hand. This guy's a shit. But seriously, are you coming down? Drop a comment. Let me know if you're still going to come through. Eden's Trap Talk Patreon member, by the way. Eden's dead. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Morph Valley Reptiles has mad stickers. Hit him up. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Miller's Menagerie in the building. Menagerie. I'll get it right someday. Trap Talk Patreon member all day, every day. Adam Ace. Oh, here we go. There we go. Sorry, bro. Probably chop that up. Autumn. Okay. Aiden Burke, young homie in the building. What's good? Travis Irwin dropping bows. My dog right here. What's up, Travis? Thanks for tapping in. Nathan Carlos Ruble. That's a sick name. I like that. Texas Kid Reptiles. Man, you've been a kid for a while. How old are you, buddy? Just curious. Tipping Scales. Check it out. I dig this guy's content. I looked up a video that he did regarding the neglect, viral neglect shit that was going on. Check out his stuff. Go to his YouTube. He's cool. I like his shit. I'd like to talk to you too, man. Maybe we could collab and share minds on this. I don't know. Go fuck with my boy. Brian, Heath and Hatchery. It's my dog. Trap Talk Patreon member. Dog. Thank you so much, Brian. You're a real one. Speaking of dogs, and happy belated birthday, my boy Ray. All right. My favorite reptile podcast. My new favorite reptile podcast that's relevant in the reptile game. Somebody with knowledge and just coming from a good place at heart, I feel like, is this guy right here, Ray, and he's all about the animals. Go fuck with my man Ray right now and go subscribe to his podcast. Thank me later. It's my dog. Hyperspace Reptiles. What up, Chad? Thanks for tapping in. I already said hi to this old man. All right, who else is here? Damn. All right. Well, spicy pizza. Damn. I don't know if I like a spicy pizza. Although I do know mad people who like spicy pizza. Huey Banks. I like that name. I like that name. I like that name so much. We're gonna end it on that name because it's game time, and I feel like that fool's smoking some tough right now. Oh man, I should have did that before the show. But you know what? I'm clear-minded. I'm ready to rock and roll. It is Friday. Happy fucking Friday. All right, but it's time to get down to business, and that is trap talk business. So do what you got to do to get your mind right. Do what you got to do to stay hydrated, okay? But this is Reptile Community Fridays. Bob Clark exposes the living shit out of the private phone call between him and Darien from Morph Market. What the fuck? Let's get down to business. Cheers.
Good.
You ready for do more in the future? Trap Talk podcasters?
Yes.
Man.
Only Trap Talk. Exclusive.
Yes,
Exclusive. Oh.
So stop calling us.
Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the drop, gotta love it or not. I'm hot from the hop to the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with everybody, we do it. Everybody, we do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up with the rub the spot, get the club to pop. When I come up.
All right, guys, before I play this, please, for whatever reason, if the volume's that bad or something, just let me know. I'll do my best. But I did sound check, and this sounds good. But for whatever reason, please let me know. But here we are. Let's have it. Let's react to this shit.
So why did it happen? I've heard different things. You told me once it was a glitch. John said don't be worried about anything. It was just a glitch. Now you're saying I was suspended. I saw it on the video. Now what would be the purpose for that? What would be your reasoning behind that?
Don't worry. Darien's voice picks up in a bit, so don't worry. This is just.
Well, let's just start with one. Let's just start with one. What do you got?
Darien's saying 20 to 30.
Oh, that is such bullshit. I don't believe that for a second.
Okay, here we go.
Well, we ended up finding out that about half of them were most likely other breeders or other sellers. So that was the biggest thing that we ended up finding out about a day or two later.
Okay, but you did that, and then you gave that interview, and you said you had a lot of internal complaints. What do you?
Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. He's talking about the interview that he did with Nerd, okay? Mind you, Nerd is also somebody that Darien said that he is going to look deeply into and whatnot, and next thing you know, he's on their channel. I don't want to say buddy, but okay. So now he's on Nerds talking about why he's banning Bob Clark, okay? Just to update you guys.
I mean, just give me something. What do you got? Why would you say that in front of the whole world? Yeah.
Than like reviews. So
Okay. Well, the reviews are there for everybody to see. Anybody can.
Market or messages us or
Yeah.
sends in some sort of feedback.
Yeah. Show me that.
I mean, I can.
It's just
I can
bullshit.
send you a few
It
of
is
them,
total
but-
bullshit. I say there is no such thing. You're out there saying this stuff. It's not true. It is not true.
I
My
mean,
my
every
reviews.
negative feedback. Every seller, pretty much every seller on Morph Market at least gets like,
It's
one
all-
thing every couple months.
It's all there to see. All is out in the open for everybody to see.
I'm just thinking right now, like if somebody like Bob Clark, I feel like if you're going to make these kind of like accusations against them or whatnot, I would have my paperwork ready to rock and roll. Just thinking off the top of my head, like, because he's asking, like, let me see, right? And when you're going to this kind of level, I feel like you need to have this shit ready to rock and roll. I don't know. I mean, look at the Slither files, right? You can't deny any of that shit. So I don't know why Darien wouldn't be prepared like that, but I don't know. That's just my thought.
Is that what you're telling me you banned me for? Because you said on your video that you banned me for an unusual number of negative.
There were about 20 plus, but about 10 of them we found were other sellers, and it had to do with, I guess, this whole, all this bullshit with Samson and Rodney and all these other guys.
I don't have anything to do with that. I've not commented on any of that stuff. I didn't have anything to do with that. I've not commented publicly on any of that. So why are you, what is this that you're talking about that people are coming to you complaining about me?
I mean, we had around, I'd say probably close to 20 total, reviews or ratings or feedback.
So there you go, right? Close to 20 reviews, but not showing them. I don't know.
Feedback, messages.
My feedback is all out there for everyone to see. Anybody can see that.
Other breeders or sellers that were apparently upset with you about something. I don't know exactly the details. I mean, I got dragged into the whole Retic Nation group post or whatever.
Do you understand what happened there?
Some of those guys that were coming after you for some reason.
Do you understand what happened there? I made an anonymous post. I had an option to, do you want to make your post anonymous? I posted your own words, your words, not my words, your words. I said, I think this is something we should be concerned about. And I didn't put my name on that. I'm afraid of you. You're going to do this kind of shit. This is the exact reason that I didn't put my name on it. I'm not a pussy. I'm not trying to hide or anything. I just said, this is something that concerns our retic community. The guy that runs the biggest platform says he doesn't think anybody should have a retic.
Now, I will say this too, and I don't want to sound like I'm siding with Bob, but I'm just laying facts right now. Bob Clark is standing tough right now for the reticulated python community against Darien. And no due respect, none of you motherfuckers came at it like this, like Bob did. So already I'm seeing some authentic fucking OG type of side of Bob where you don't want to fuck with unless you come correct. And I feel like that's how it should be for anyone, but let's continue. I'm just sharing this with you guys. Now, that is what it is. That is what you said. I'm just saying. That's what I said. That's all. What's the problem? They're your words, not my words. It is something that concerns our retic community. And I didn't want to put my name on it because I thought you'd punish me, ban me or something. And then you did it anyway. Why? Well, I still can't get a reason why. Now check this out, guys. I want to say I've talked to a lot of big breeders out there, like ones who are doing really, really well on Morph Market, who just don't chime in and have anything to say because what Bob just said. They're so scared that it's going to be one little thing that Darien could catch wind of or whoever, and it's bye-bye. So that's kind of scary, especially when people's livelihoods rely on Morph Market, people with families and whatnot. You feel me? So I'm just, like I said, saying it how it is. That's all it is. This whole thing is not me. I'm just saying how it is.
Do that for that reason whatsoever. I mean, that's
what am I supposed to think?
To this day, I've got people who, all they do is sit there and talk shit on Facebook all day about me, and I mean, I've never banned a single one. Well, I don't know. You probably deserve what you get. I'm just thinking, what in the world did I do to you? I didn't do anything to you. I'm just trying to sell snakes. You know what? All I want to do is sell snakes. I don't need the drama. I don't need your memes. I don't need, what do my customers think when they see you post a gigantic penis in the back of a pickup truck with some comment about ball python breeders? I'm embarrassed for my customers to have to interact with that. I mean, let's be real, guys. Like, I'm all for jokes and stuff like that, but I have a boy that's going to be due within a month.
I'm not really looking forward to having him be a part of social media, but let's just say that time comes, you know, and I don't know, like looking at it, I'm not, like I said, I don't know. Like this is why, you know, with John, ain't nobody seen penises on anything related to Morph Market ever. I don't know. It's fucking crazy. I don't know.
Giant penis.
You know, friends only thing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, only a couple thousand people saw that. But
Yeah. You see what I'm saying, though?
I mean, it's not like I'm posting that on the Morph Market page.
Does that make any sense to you at all? If a couple thousand people see it, what are they going to think about the platform that I use to sell my animals?
I'm gonna have to stop too, because I already see a comment and people saying, and even Darien said, well, hey, this is all of my personal page. Well, you know what? Your personal page stopped becoming a personal page when you took over Morph Market. Let's be real. And you did accept a lot of friends. Anybody. You accepted anybody. That's why Darien went on this huge rant, like big on thing on unfriending a bunch of people. So, no, I don't buy that. I don't care. I think you guys should save that whole, it was his personal page, because he was inviting anyone to be his friend from Morph Market. Okay. So I don't, nice try. Sorry.
Anyway, I'm getting off track. You can run your business any way you want. I'm just saying, you are just making an effort to antagonize me, and all I do is want to sell snakes and pay you for it.
I mean, I will say I've definitely not made any sort of effort to antagonize you.
What do you think? What do you think?
Obviously, Kevin asked me a question about you on the thing.
Okay,
and
let's talk about your answer. Yeah, let's talk about your answer. Yeah, we had to ban him. I banned him. We had an unusual number of negative feedback on him, and you didn't have any negative feedback.
Well, we did.
Show me. I say there is none. It's just bullshit. You know, all
right. So let's just say this was Samson Pruitt, right? What can we do right now? If this was Samson Pruitt and he was like, show me, how much time you got? Show the man. There's nothing to show. That's what's frustrating about this.
I think we had a trust issue with I had a trust issue with Weston Winter. You know, he's the only guy that can see that I posted that, and he went to tattling to you to tell you this, and who knows what else he said, but you know, those were your words. They're not my words. Those are things that affect our community. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. I am concerned about our retic community when the owner of the largest platform for sales says nobody should keep retics. Why would I? You know, you worry that you think I'm worried that my account's going to be suspended. Why don't you worry that I would say, you know, I just don't think I can give my money to somebody like that. I just don't think that's in my best interest to pay somebody that is against what I do. Does that seem reasonable to you to think that? Why don't you worry about that? You can worry about what you want. I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, you know, I will say that I'm not saying that nobody out there should own a retic.
Well, it is.
The majority of people shouldn't.
It is what you said. You said nobody except somebody involved in education. I mean, that is exactly what you said.
Well, and it was there was some other context behind.
Now, here's the thing where, you know, and this is like, you know, when I had Darien on the show, he had all these ideas that just made me like respect him, you know, and I'm not going to say I don't respect Darien. I'm just saying like he had some things that I was like, all right, I like this, like good energy, you know? And I just don't see it's being doubled down on right now. I mean, I know he didn't mean like nobody should own a retic, but a lot of people shouldn't. Let's be honest. Like, can we agree on that? No, not retic should not be a common snake that people keep. No, not at all. But there are people who are put on this earth to work with retics. That I do know. So, but man, dude, like I know Bob's coming in hard, but man, I would be like, fuck, what's up? You know, like, I don't know. Only reason why I feel like Darian's not putting any pressure back on is because he doesn't have anything. And I'm just, you know, I know we're only 8 minutes in, but I'm just saying, like, fuck the way I did.
But yeah.
Well, what was it? I can't see any way to make that make sense. I just saw the post in its entirety. I read the whole thing. I didn't see any context that made me not worry.
Well, it was mainly talking about the city that
Sorry, guys.
one of the other stores was in, and they were talking about.
I read it.
You know.
There we go.
I read the whole thing. I didn't see any context that made me not worry.
Well, it was mainly talking about the city that one of the other stores was in, and they were talking about.
I read it.
You know.
I read
the
it.
laws there, and.
Yeah, I read it.
Yeah.
You think am I totally unreasonable to think when the owner of the largest selling platform in the world, the one that I use, the one that I pay, says something like that, that is not of interest?
Guys, anybody in the chat know how long Morph Market's been around for? I don't know. Still kind of a noob. But how long has Morph Market been around for? I'm just curious if anyone could just drop that and know that information.
To the retic community? I mean, how did Weston present that to you? Did he say it in a way that lit your hair on fire and got you all wired up? And banned me? What was it? What did he say?
That's the thing with me. I'm literally just a pacifist. I don't, you know, you'll never see me get upset with anything.
Darien, you're talking to a guy. You're talking to a guy that's really upset with you, and I need some answers, and I'm not getting any answers.
I mean, I've posted some stuff about this. I mean, you know, obviously,
I've confronted you online, and I've asked you some questions. What are you talking about?
You know, my actual views.
Yeah,
it was sort of a reactive comment to something because I was like, hey, you know, I agree with you or whatever. And
do you see me underneath your post say, hey, tell me what you're talking about? Do you see when I ask you online, hey, what are you talking about? You don't ever answer. I mean, you can say you're a pacifist, but I'm going to say, hey, what about a guy that doesn't give you a direct response when you ask him a question?
I mean, I'll give you a direct response to any question.
Well, I'm going to say, are you a pacifist or a pussy? Because I'm asking you, and I'm not getting anything from you. I want.
Jesus Christ, you call me a pussy? I mean, like,
some answers on this thing, and you know, you can just say, well, fuck you, Bob, I'm going to just ban you, and you might, and I'm not going to do that. And I'm just saying, I do not like the way I am being treated by somebody that I pay for their services. Does that concern you? How do you is that how you treat your customers? I mean, I watch how you treat the ball python breeders and the big breeders and the people that the anti-LGBTQ plus people. I'm just thinking, for crying fucking out loud, sell snakes and stay out of the other stuff.
True or false? It has not been about selling snakes. I mean, especially for the ones not selling snakes. I'm sorry, guys. Some of you guys are hurting out there. I get it. But when you think of Morph Market, you don't think about selling snakes right now, do you? I mean, unless you've been living under a rock, unless you're fucking out there in the sticks, right? And I get it. There are people out there. Some people are just so happy just not paying attention to this. And I don't blame you. Mind you, it's my job. So fuck, don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at the messenger. But damn, think about that.
Just want to sell snakes and get off my ass. I'd like you to be able to say to those people, hey, you know what? Yeah, I heard some rumors and some people told me some shit. Turned out not to be true. I shouldn't have banned Bob Clark. I know I said, well, we did this to teach him a lesson, to give him a nudge. You know, I'd like you to apologize for that publicly. What kind of a nudge? What do you have in mind? How are you going to influence the way that I do run my business? What are you talking about? What is that? You're not telling me anything. A smear campaign. You think I'm running a smear campaign? Well, show me some evidence for that. Where is the evidence for that? A smear campaign. I made 2 anonymous posts.
Yeah, well, there was another. I ended up finding out that there was another seller that was actually doing a lot of it. And
okay, was it me?
Same day that a couple other things, with you happened. So I kind of assumed that,
So you assumed, but you were not correct.
That's one thing you never say, because once you say that fucking word, I assumed, it's over. In my opinion, your argument's fucking done. Because that means you haven't just assumed this once. Everything could be an assumption on why he does what he does. I never knew why he didn't like Justin Kabelka, and I asked him on the show, why don't you like Justin? Why? Who fucking doesn't like Justin? Other than if it's a competition thing, then I get it. But like, and he said something about his arrogance and him being cocky and talking about his Porsches. I'm like, nah, cap. Sorry. I've known Justin for over 4 years and hung out with that guy where there's no reptile people around. It's just us. Not that guy, dude. Sorry. And I'm not just saying this because Justin's my boy, but I'm just saying like this is not valid information. And that's why it's like I'm kind of like, and I gave that a pass. I really gave that a pass. Still brought Darien on the show and played it off like, okay, I don't think you should not like Justin because Justin's fucking legit. Like he's fucking, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, and this is just my opinion, but what the fuck? Like, come on. And so I don't know. Assumption right there. That's a huge red flag right now.
In that case.
But you did that. You banned me. You made assumptions. Yep. You were wrong. It was not me. I didn't do those things. It was someone else.
Yeah, well, I mean, that wasn't actually the reason, because I wasn't the one who actually suspended you. It was one of our customer service reps. And
well, who was that?
It was after we had a significant amount of negative feedback that about half of it ended up being real, and the other half ended up being bullshit, basically. So
well, who's spreading the bullshit?
And every big seller, I mean, bigger sellers on Morph market, every seller gets negative feedback on the site.
Okay, so check this out. I think out of this should be a fucking policy. Okay, first and foremost, if there is all this documentation against a certain breeder on Morph market, why can't there be a privately held phone conference, or if you could do it in person and go over everything? And then if you guys are side by side or talking and can't get nowhere, then I get it. But why can't any of this shit be done like with each other first? I felt like a lot of this could have been avoided.
As like ratings or reviews, and then they also get internal, which is either, direct messages. A lot of people, they fear retaliation, just in the same position you're in, basically. They fear retaliation from bigger breeders and sellers. So, they might not go on there and actually write a 1-star review on Brian Barczyk or you or, Nerd or whatever.
Well, who did that? Who made these?
They go and they send us a message and say, hey, this is what I'm saying. And that's about 80 to 90% of the negative feedback we get. 80 to 90% comes in internally via feedback requests or messages rather than an actual rating.
Well, who gave? I'd like to know who gave the stuff that you thought was not valid, and who gave the stuff that you thought was valid.
Well, there were buyers that we linked to buyers who actually purchased from you, and there was a couple that had some. There was, I think, I would say around a half a dozen in the last 6 months that have said things about like mites and things like that, which,
It can happen.
Whether
It can
it's
happen.
true, I don't know. I mean, it can happen. And there's.
So are you saying that you?
We did end up finding out that there were 4 or 5 from a single person who is now banned from the site because they were basically trying to make up fake.
Who is that? Who is that person?
But it was somebody who is in the RETIC community. And
Who was it? Who was it?
really know
Who was it? I'd like to know who it was. Who was it?
Who was it? Like, who was it? Who was it? I mean, why is it so hard? Like, who was it?
Well, it looks like it might have been. It could be that Rodney guy. I don't really
Oh, red flag number dose.
know him. I don't know him at all, really. But
I have zero contact with him.
He's just got it out for. It looks like it might have been. It could be that Rodney guy. I don't really know. It have been. It could be that Rodney guy. It have been. It could be that Rodney guy. I don't really know him.
And you know, I keep repeating that because you know you fucked up, right? You don't go after Rodney. People should know this by now. Don't ever get your hands dirty with Rodney. You're gonna open up a can that you wish you never opened. And this is what's gonna make Rodney even more like legit. Because this is not true. That's not true.
I don't know him at all, really. But
I have zero contact with him.
He's just got it out for everybody.
Yeah, he hates everybody. But so you.
And see, listen, that's fair for Bob to assume because it's true. Rodney goes after a lot of people. Rodney doesn't like Bob. Rodney has for Rodney's and Bob's thing is Rodney is Bob's thing for Rodney's thing. And Rodney, I've had Rodney on the show. We know that. What Rodney gets mad about, it's rooted from something, okay? This guy just created a whole new root of problems. Rodney, please, I hope you... man, Jesus, this is nuts. This is nuts.
You say Rodney.
I think that it's probably him because there was a lot of connection between accounts. But then the biggest ones that I found were actually the stuff that was, against me. That was a specific other seller who just had it out for me since
shout out to the rat emoji too, because at the end of the day, like I said, if you just would have took the fucking reviews and the responses of these breeders and went over it with them, you wouldn't have to name drop anybody over the fucking phone, especially name drop somebody that is innocent to this. You see what I'm saying? Messy.
took things over like literally within a week. He was just making up, editing, photoshopping posts and saying that I'm a PETA supporter and whatever else. I don't know.
And I got blamed for that, and I got suspended. Is that correct?
Well, that had nothing to do with the suspension. That was kind of an aside thing. That was something that, was completely separate from that, because when that happened, that was actually a day after the suspension. And then when I started looking into things, I was like, oh, is this also what's going on here? So I started looking into that. I had some people send screenshots, and I found an account that, I guess, a fake Facebook account that you had made like last year or something, talking to somebody, I don't know, something about somebody who got a snake from you, and I don't know.
Oh, that girl is highly
a
energized.
account that was apparently operated by you. And
she is on every platform, highly energized, and just a toxic person.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we taking her out of the mix?
I'm pretty sure he's talking about that girl who threatened to take him to PETA, right? Is that who he's talking about? Does anybody, because everyone remembers when Bob had that customer who got NIDO or not NIDO, but there was some sort of illness, and she took it to the FBI page, and then it kind of went viral for a bit. But I'm sure that's the girl he's talking about, right? I would think.
Is there anything else?
Yes. No, I mean, yeah, as I said, there were a handful of just negative reviews and feedback, and then the
All
other
public,
one that
all
kind
public
of-
for everybody to see.
What'd you say?
All public, everyone can see the negative reviews. Everything's out there.
Well, no, that's all internal. That's stuff that people, you know, they send us a message and they're like, hey, I bought from this seller, and then we add it to the account privately because they obviously don't want their name public writing a, you know, bad review. But we keep it all because, you know, every once in a while we do have a significant amount.
Good. So you have a record. You have a record of all these people and all these negatives.
We have about 6 years of tens of thousands of, you know,
but you've got some
basically just negative feedback and issues and things like that are all internal, where people say, hey, the seller didn't take care of this, and, you know, blah blah blah, and so we just add it in as a, you know, notes basically.
Okay, so you've got some notes attached to my account specifically. Can you send those to me?
Well, I would have to ask.
Ask who? You're the owner. Who you got to ask? Who you got to ask? You're the owner. I mean, listen, respectfully, at least highlight out the names if you need to, which I can understand why people don't want to be known because it could ruin a reputation. But, dude, I would want to know. I would like, show me. I want to see these. I want to see them. If it was me.
I'll see what we can do on that.
Okay, because if I don't see them, I'm not going to believe them. I don't see any reason that I should have been suspended.
Yeah. Well, the other thing was this: is the other one was there were animals that were being sold. The other thing that was just kind of a weird thing that we've got to the bottom of was people were, you and a couple other sellers, they were asking about, you know, hey, why are these animals being sold multiple times? And we ended up finding out that it was like some normal animals from like last year, and, you know, basically in the last year that
I may be causing
like
that.
You know, normal reticulated python, and then somebody bought it, and then it was just relisted, and instead of putting, you know, representative photo, it was just sold. And so that was another thing that we got to the bottom of. Obviously, in the future,
well, that I can
out to every seller about that. So
you know, when I upload,
if you list an animal and it's like a representative photo, and you're not necessarily going to sell that specific animal, then obviously, like, hopefully we catch it and we let sellers know, hey, you know.
I mean, I just saw a comment for anyone thinking like, well, what do you mean his account's back up? Well, yeah, his account went right back up after this conversation was done. Okay, he got punked.
Make sure that you actually put representative.
If I don't sell an animal that's in that picture, I send a picture that says that, I send a message that said that's sold, but I've got this one. And you see those, I've got positive reviews on those things. And sometimes, and I think this may happen, I will take an ad for something that I've got a lot of, and I may just change the picture and have the same ad there and upload. It may seem to you to be the same one, but it's a different picture. Maybe the same ad with a different picture. So let's summarize here.
People reaching out about that, you know, dozens of people saying, hey, you know, what's up with this? Why was my animal sold to somebody else, and blah, blah.
See, it's so easy to say a dozen of people. And I know I keep pausing when I hear it because I just, like Bob's feeding off all this shit. Bob is feeding off Darien like he's a goddamn fucking ASF. And Bob's, I don't want to say Paul Python. Horrible example. But I'm just saying he's getting devoured right now because he keeps saying, 12-ish people. And it's like, fuck, dude.
Blah, and it's just it's kind of a flaw with the way, you know, Morph Market allows sellers to do things. Like, what it should do is it shouldn't allow a listing to be recreated and just photo change. You know, it should require like the animal ID and all that stuff to show that it's not the same animal.
Okay.
So that's kind of a flaw that I am trying to work out, because that's something that's happened for a couple years now, and we have a number of sellers who use it that way. And so now we've been kind of slowly reaching out and saying, hey, when you list an animal, make sure you know, list a new animal ID, because people are starting to see that in a negative way, and they think that, oh, you know, Brian Barczyk or Bob Clark or Nerd or whatever, you know, they're just taking these animals and they're, you know, selling, you know, to 5 different people on the same ad. And
why you gotta say Brian Barczyk? I'm just respectfully, he barely sells any animals. I mean, he still has BHB, don't get me wrong, but like, come on, that's kind of a reach, I feel like.
it's kind of a, you know, it makes people question
So
the legitimacy of the animal they bought. Basically.
okay, well, so there's another thing that I didn't do, but let me tell you, if you got a problem with Bob, call Bob.
Dude,
Tell me you got a problem. You got something.
I mean, right or wrong, you had a problem with somebody, go to that person. Fuck, it's like we're being taught by like
Have a
our OG uncle or something right now. Like, come on, it's kind of fucking common sense.
question about? Tell me. I'm available all the time. You know, John sent me that email, said all that stuff, said I'm running a smear campaign and I don't have to worry about my account. I think, you know, I wanted to talk to John about that. There's no smear campaign. There's no fake identities. There's none of that bullshit. But I responded to the email. I tried to call him a couple of times. He is in deep hiding. I think, come on, man. You say something like that, I call you, I want you to answer the fucking phone.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about it. I don't want you to throw a bomb and then run for cover.
And I gotta tell you, a lot of I'm not saying Darien just specifically, but there's so many of you fucking spineless motherfuckers out there who like to throw bombs and then not talk to the person. Oh yeah, for sure. Talk to the people who tried fucking canceling me. The main person never even spoke to me, did what he did, and then not wouldn't answer a call, wouldn't text, nothing, no explaining anything. That's coward shit right there, bro. And that's so common. And so I kind of like, I'm feeling right now like why Bob's so fucking pissed right now.
That's just bullshit.
I mean, he's not really involved in Morph Market that much anymore. So
yeah, he couldn't answer the phone.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously, you know, we've got
another thing that's pretty wild too, right? Like, you know, we all say we miss John because it was so PC when John was here. But fuck, dude, I don't know. I'm not saying John needs to come back, but I feel like John should at least kind of like start patching some of these goddamn fucking, you know, nuclear bombs that are happening with certain, you know, I don't know. Like, I feel like John can maybe patch some things up, but you're hearing right now from Bob that John's ghosting him. John's just fucking, what? I'm out.
You know, new employees and things like that. And so, you know, some accounts have been suspended without even, you know, checking with me on it. So, you know, there's been a few issues there. And now I'm basically letting everybody know, hey, you know, if there's some sort of issue, no matter what it is, let me know first so I can look into it. I can verify everything. And hopefully we don't have this kind of issue in the future. So,
okay. So to sum it up, mistakes, you made some mistakes. You accused me of things that didn't happen. The repeat listing thing, that was a glitch. I shouldn't have been had my account suspended because the information you got, according to you, half was bullshit from competitors or whatever.
Yep.
And yet there's this video out there that says, yeah, we had to ban him for basically for bad behavior, and we hope that will maybe give him a nudge. I just listened to that today. You know how infuriating that is to me? Can you understand that?
Yeah.
Can I get an apology? I want an apology for your bad behavior.
It's like, where we at right now? Middle school? Like, this is crazy. Like, fucking say sorry to me. Apologize to me. Oh my God. And mind you, if I were ever in a position where I had to say sorry, I'm going to say sorry and apologize before someone tells me to apologize like that. And if it ever gets to the point where someone tells me to apologize like that, I'm gonna fucking tell you to go kick rocks for sure. Because you ain't gonna tell me to apologize like that. But fuck, raw, just raw.
A public apology. What can you do for me there?
Oh, wow.
Well, let me. I'm gonna watch that video and see exactly what I said on there, because I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't really watched it yet. I don't know what they put on there, but it was like a 3-hour interview.
Yeah, I've watched it, and so have 2,000 other people. Yeah.
Yes.
Hey guys, you know I'm gonna have to do my my job on this. The fucking likes, super disrespectful right now. Like, stop treating the likes like if they have something to do with this. Get the likes, they do, but come on, let's get the likes up, guys. Almost 200 people in here and 50 likes. That don't make sense, guys. This is for the trap. Get the likes up for the trap.
Well, let me.
And that's just one of the reasons I'm pissed at you.
I'll call up Nerd and see, what they say too. So
He already tried to cover his ass on that thing. He's posted on there. Now, I also see that I posted a response to you directly on there, but Kevin has hidden it.
Okay, a response on the video?
On the video, yeah. I spoke directly to you there. Kevin has hidden it.
Okay. I'll ask him about that.
Can you understand how this kind of stuff pisses me off? I'm trying to run a business here. I'm trying to sell snakes, and I got to deal with this kind of shit. Oh,
Yeah.
it's
There
just.
are, after, removing any of the, I guess, false or fake negative feedback, I will say that you do have more negative feedback than the majority of retic breeders.
I sell multiple, exponentially more snakes than all the rest of the breeders on there combined.
What do you guys honestly think? How many more retics are being sold from Bob compared to the average retic keeper? Because that could be true, but I mean, how much more? Is Bob really selling that many reticulated pythons? And I don't know. I'm curious. You know what I mean? And this is why he's going hard, because, guys, things do happen to a certain extent, but obviously there's other people out there who've shipped fucking, I don't want to say thousands, but goddamn hundreds of snakes a year and don't, issues do happen, but it's more of the repetitive issues, right? Which I'm just thinking out loud here.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I've looked at, sales versus negative feedback and all that, and it's still percentage-wise, it's still higher.
I am not perfect.
Like
I don't pretend to be perfect.
The less quality is going to be, the main priority, I guess. That's with any business, with anything. We have the same thing.
I have a good quality product that I am proud of, and I am unhappy when the guy that I pay to help me sell my animals actively works against me and my community.
I do think that, there's some issues with, things, and, I'll be the first to say that, I'm not shy about that. I've been to Reptile Expos for the last 20 plus years, and the amount of shit that I see every time, and people selling, retics to freaking teenagers. And
I'm not, we're talking about Bob Clark and Morph Market.
Yeah.
That's my concern. That's why I'm talking to you about this problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, I would like you to straighten that out online. I don't like seeing these comments. I don't like seeing these posts, and it is unprofessional. You've got a responsibility running this thing. I wish you'd.
And just to capitalize on that, I don't know. I was rooting for Darien. I'm not saying I'm not rooting for him. I would be a piece of shit to be like, oh fuck, now I'm not rooting for him. No, I pray to God this somehow could 180 and it could change. But I thought he had a fresh shot when he dipped for a couple weeks, or not even a couple weeks. He dipped for like a week when his pages were down, and his pages got back up due to some help. Barcheck was one of them. Shout out to Barcheck. And I asked him, I was like, what's your game plan now? Like, what now? Are you going to go back to the same old shit? And he told me, no, I'm going to fucking just chill now. Like, now I'm just going to be more behind the scenes. And I was like, oh, there you go. That could be the best thing you could possibly do right now. And I don't even want to say within 24 hours later, there was a new meme out.
Take it seriously. No big penises in the back of trucks.
Obviously, I post some, more humorous things on my own Facebook page or Facebook account.
I am on Morph Market for business. I'm about business.
Yeah.
And guys, remember, Bob Clark and Darien were never friends on Facebook, and Bob still caught wind of anything that comes off of Darien's personal page. It's not personal. No longer is it personal. Whoever he deleted is still going to be getting screenshots or anything sent to him from the people that are just quiet and friends with him. He added so many people probably who can't stand him, but just don't say nothing. So,
yeah.
Okay. I have said everything I have to say. And I'm coming up for renewal next month. I'm going to think about it. So anyway, that's it. I will look for an apology.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Have a good rest of your day.
woo! Let's talk about it. Oh my God, that was insane, bro. That was insane. That was crazy. That was a grown man talking to another grown man right now. Just so you guys know. If you're watching this, you're like, what's happening? Oh, this isn't a recorded conversation from a middle school principal parent meeting. No. This is Bob Clark speaking to the new owner of Morph Market. Okay. Now, there's so many people. This is where I think a lot of things are like rocky right now, because again, if you guys go to my previous videos and see the first time me and Dave brought Darien on the show, we didn't lightly bring him on and like, oh wow, new Morph Market owner. No, we gave him some challenging questions. And I liked, I'm not gonna lie, I liked a lot of his answers. I did. It seemed like he had a game plan. So by the end of the episode, I felt good, because I was like, dude, listen, I feel like Darien's just like myself. He don't give a fuck, which is dangerous to be an owner of Morph Market and not give a fuck. I mean, I would never do it. Somebody asked somebody, I don't know if they're fucking high right now or what, but they're like, hey, MJ, you should be doing Morph Market. No, I would be worse. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like Darien just has a huge responsibility where if you can't help but to be real, then this might not be for you. Like I wouldn't take, like if I was balling, like let's just say I was balling, which apparently Darien's fucking balling. He puts a lot of it back into his stuff, but he makes over 30 million a year from what I've heard, allegedly, So if I would buy it and have someone fucking legit as fuck, like a John Run it or something, personally, if I knew I just couldn't help myself. And all I could see is somebody who can't help themselves right now. Right. And all of us who are in this industry, even the ones who are in the middle of the fucking sticks, have no choice but to watch this goddamn ringling circus right now. This is a fucking circus. Like, especially if you hate clowns. I hate clowns. So I feel not on this kind of level, but it's like, dude, it's like we have no choice. What do you guys think? What do people think right now in the chats about this? Like, I mean, mind you, I talk to a lot of people who sell really well on Morph Market and have been in the industry for a while. Some of them feel like Morph Market is always going to be Morph Market, and we just have to watch this goddamn fucking freak show or this circus, whatever you want to call it, donkey show. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying. And it's always going to be Morph Market, or Morph Market's on the way of crumbling. I don't want that. I don't want, because Morph Market is a part of this history of what we do. And I know somebody just said in the live chats that, oh, the average person doesn't know what morph market is. Yeah, but you know what? This podcast isn't for average keeper or average people. This is for the average breeder. This is for people. I'm a breeder. This podcast was designed to get more information from people who I feel like are the best in the game when it comes to breeding, because I love breeding this shit, and not even for the money. Ball pythons, I can't even lie about that. Make money off ball pythons. God bless. But all this shit behind me, everything in front of me right here on the side, I don't make nothing. Shit costs. But I love it. I wouldn't want anything else. Another thing too, like I just don't. How do you think of somebody, honest opinion, anyone out there, if anyone wants to respond to this, but how do you think of somebody who's in the reptile industry as no matter how responsible or how deep it is that they're in the industry, but they're hands off their animals? Like, I want big things for myself. I'm not going to lie. I pray this podcast takes off and I don't ever have to worry about selling a ball python ever again. That's a fucking dream. I don't know where I was going with that. God damn it. Can't believe it happened. Hold on. Oh, man. This is when it helps when I have someone else on. My mind just went. I'm just saying, like, I know my place. I know I'm having a good time doing what I'm doing, and that's learning about reptiles, okay? And I've got it. And I do want growth, okay? I want growth so bad, but I will never want it to get to the point where I don't have a hands-on relationship with my animals. I'm only in this motherfucker because I'm hands-on with my animals. I've said this plenty of times on my show. I'm a fucking animal keeper before a podcaster. I get mad love and respect. People majority know me of the podcast, and I love it, but people who really, really know me know that what comes first is what's behind me. Like, people trip out over the passion I have. Well, because I fucking really love these animals. People trip out because I want to speak about exposing shit like Samson, because that really bothers me. Okay? And obviously we're in a generation where people could speak out when they're bothered. Well, you know what? This is a really fucking thing that bothers me. And I sleep really good at night. Like, man, I've shitted on some people. I'm not going to lie, but I've still been able to go to bed no problem. I'm not perfect. But when it comes to these snakes, like, that shit kept me up at night. I remember seeing like a faceless snake that I had or something during all this shit. And it really just like, dude, you got to me like that. Like, that shit got to me. Dan, we got a Braves fan in the live chats. And I really respect this Braves fan. I like Dan. Madman Dan. I want to see what Dan has to say, because I know he can't afford a super chat and I don't want anything from Dan. Okay. I don't even think he has a car charger last time I checked. But let's see what this man has to say. Dan Magano, ladies and gentlemen, I don't see the purpose of owning animals or an animal related business if you are not hands-on with the animals. What the fuck, right? Isn't that like the odd? It's kind of like looking at someone and they're telling you, I do water changes once a week on Wednesday. It's Saturday, and majority of them have shit in their water. We're not changing waters. How does that make fucking sense? How do you expect me to want to respect you for being in a fucking reptile industry and you're not even hands-on? What? Go do what? Let me finish what Dan was saying. I'm sorry. No one will ever care about your animal as much as more than you do. And that's exactly what it is. I said, listen, I feel like I got some solid help around me. I'm very blessed. But the best help I've ever had, the number one person to ever watch my fucking trap when I'm gone, when I used to hit the road and do podcasts on the road all the time, was my wife. Because my wife was the only one who could see what these animals mean to me. You guys could assume, but she sees it. She knows. So when I would leave on these trips, she has a fucking notepad. My wife walking by, sticky notes everywhere. Come back home, nothing wrong. It's just, and mind you, I have over 200 snakes, 4 monitors. Like, I'm just like, it's easy for things to go wrong if you're not on top of your shit. And things do go wrong. Mind you, it ain't always a goddamn rainbows and unicorns in this goddamn room. Sometimes that's my wife. I'm yelling and cussing and fucking pissed off. Things don't always go right, but you got to just fix it and keep moving. Hands-on day-to-day is how you notice subtle changes in your animal's appearances and behavior to know when things may be wrong. And that is so true. You know, you hear things about RI and stuff that happens commonly with chondros and when you breed emeralds and stuff like that. And you can get all the advice in the world, but if you're not paying attention and you're not seeing this shit and how that becomes what it is for your own self, how do you ever want to be tapped in? And even if you were that tapped in and you're no longer tapped in, then why even have this many animals? Like, I could totally see people who've been keeping at a point where they're like, dude, I'm over 200 fucking plus animals. I'm at this age. I want to go live my life. I want to go on vacation, and I'm going to let go of, I'm going to do my research and do my hardest to put these animals in the right people's hands, but I want to respectfully leave and do my thing. Maybe keep a snake or something, but I'm done. That's how you should do that. Am I wrong? Am I right? Is Dan wrong or is Dan right? I mean, Dan couldn't said it better any better. You know, you got. Listen. I know I go hard on this topic, and I don't really bring it up a topic, but the whole bottom feeder thing, right? Obviously, everyone comes from the bottom part of anything, right? But not everyone sits. Not everyone chooses to sit there. Not everyone chooses to come into something and not evolve. Just like, hi, this is what I do, and the rest of what I do is just talking out of my ass. There is, unfortunately, a lot of that. There's a lot of fans. There's a lot of fans in the industry, and that's okay to be a fan, but the fans are the ones that are speaking up the most and talking when they shouldn't be talking. I don't respect shit like that. Like, there's even people with podcasts. Like, think about it. You realize, and hey, listen, 170, 80 people out there, you realize you probably support a reptile podcaster who's not even fucking keeping reptiles, or even can't, because if he does, they die or some shit. Or even a podcaster who's so crazy at talking shit about other people, but doesn't even show his own animals ever. What do you do? What's your responsibility in the industry? The fuck? I don't see how that's so hard to not compute and put together. Listen, do what you guys want. Listen to what you want to listen to. This podcast is about the fucking animals, and it's about becoming a better animal keeper, because the humans, us, we're the problem. These fucking snakes, these reptiles, animals in general have a shitty life because of us. It is what it is, right? So we can all do better, dude. Especially the ones who've been around for a long time. I pray that you fucking look at all this exposing going on in 2023 and you say, well, fuck this shit. Like, I don't want any of this shit catching my way. Well, no, you shouldn't. And it's never too late. Like, it's never too late to get your shit together and just stop fucking sending whatever fucked up animals. And I'm just saying, anybody, like, it's never too late to get your shit together. God damn it. Man. Yeah, reptile community can be cutthroat as fuck. What's, you know, at the end of the day, like look at it. There's people out there like Rodney, right? Look at Rodney. Just don't want to piss off Rodney, but Rodney could just do his thing on both ends. Like, he could come and drop some crazy fucking mind-blowing shit on Facebook and then go right back to his life and not be affected by what it is that's going on and people losing their mind on Facebook. He from what I could assume, okay? So there's, you know, mind you too, like, I love this podcast. Don't ever want to lose it, right? But let's just say these idiots that wanted to cancel me earlier this year, like, got it to the point where I was like, oh, I can't do this no more. Honestly, I would be completely fine, because I'm an animal keeper first. This isn't why, first and foremost, I may be more popular because of my podcast, but my legacy, my legend, what I want to leave this earth, it ain't going to be because I'm, you know, known as a podcaster. So if this was gone, this is what I'm all about. This right here, you take away from me, then we're talking like, I don't know what I would do. Yeah. I mean, at least I have a son coming. So I'm just saying, I don't know. I live and breathe this shit. That's my wife. She has to pull me out of this room every now and again. I live and breathe this fucking game. I love it so much. And the fact that I feel young and energized and people admire my fucking passion, I feel like I have something to bring, and I'm going to keep bringing it. Oh, I'm going to keep bringing it. Fuck. It ain't going to stop. So, all right, guys, listen, it's Friday. Go enjoy the rest of your guys' Friday, man. But thank you so much. If you liked what you heard, if you think this was beneficial for anyone just to kind of be tapping into, hit the like button. Once you get the likes up, okay? Get the likes up for me. I appreciate when we had a little over 200 people tapped in today. My bad. I'm used to saying tonight. But man, I got a whole day ahead of me. I got things to do. I normally don't go live in the mornings, but fuck it. When things need to go down, things need to go down, and shit went down. I also want to say too, I know this really seemed like I was just on here to go hard on Darien and favor Bob. I came into this blindfoldedly, just hearing what I heard, knowing what I know, and this is how I felt. I do want to say I pray and I hope things turn around for Darien. If you want to know what I think about Morph Market, is it going to crumble? Is it going to go down? I don't think so. I don't. I really wish people would just stop throwing that out there, because we don't want Morph Market to go down and crumble and go down in shambles. Okay. We got to stop when someone's down. We got to stop fucking saying we got to, put more gasoline on them. No, people people fuck up. Okay. It's all about owning it. I just don't, we were talking about people with not like people who just can't confront the shit that they're talking shit about, but it's okay to just own things too. Like, I get it if you have a personality where you're like, oh, I can't be confrontational. That's fine. But when things come down to it and you're wrong, you're wrong. Just own it. I don't care how old you are, own it and just move forward. People are going to fucking let it go a lot quicker when you own it. And there's just so many things out there right now that motherfuckers aren't owning, and they rather, I don't know. God bless it. Listen, coolest reptile podcast in the world. I appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget exclusive content. Very first link you see below. Also, if you just want to support what I do, because I do make a living off this. This is primarily my living is this. So if you want to support me, YouTube don't pay me shit. So if you want to support me, go down to the very first link you see in the description. Join the Trap Talk Patreon family. As soon as you join the Patreon family, you'll get that link to the Discord. Tapping with over 170 trappers. And again, Reptile Super Show. Who's ready? Cannot wait, man. I got some homies flying in. Dude, we're going to have a fucking hell of a time. Anaheim, you ready? I know I'm ready. Give me a follow on Instagram. Guys, listen, if you really want to see what I'm all about, if you want to see the truth of MJ and his keeping and how he loves the animals, then go to my fucking Instagram, Trap Talk God 619. I don't hide nothing. I'm really about this shit. All right, guys, listen. That's it. Reptile Community Fridays in the books. I'll catch you guys here Monday with my boy Matthew Summers. Have a good day, guys. Have a good weekend. Be safe, and I'm out. Cheers.